One of the great problems we face today is the destruction of traditional forms of creative work, particularly those handed down through generations within families. In many cultures, children would start learning their family's trade or craft from a very young age, often as early as 7 years old. This wasn't just about acquiring a skill for economic survival, it was about becoming deeply connected to a tradition, a way of life, and a community. Imagine a child growing up in a family of potters. From a young age, they would watch their parents, grandparents, and perhaps even great-grandparents working with clay. They would see the entire process, from preparing the clay to shaping it on the wheel, to firing it in the kiln. They would learn not just the technical skills, but the nuances, the subtle gestures, and the profound satisfaction of creating something beautiful and useful with their own hands. But what happens when this child is taken out of this environment and put into a modern educational system? Suddenly, they are taught that these traditional skills are of little value. They are told that the only way to succeed is to get a formal education, to pass exams, and to get a job in a completely different field. The result is that the child becomes disconnected from their roots, from their heritage, and from a deeply meaningful way of life. Moreover, this system encourages a kind of relentless striving for the future. Children are trained from a very young age to focus on future goals, getting good grades, getting into a good college, getting a good job, always something in the future. They are taught that their worth is measured by their achievements, by how well they can compete in this rat race. But in this process, they lose touch with the present moment, with the joy of simply being. We see this all the time, parents working hard to provide a better future for their children, believing that this is the best way to show their love and care. But in doing so, they often sacrifice their own happiness and well-being. They forget that the best gift they can give their children is their own happiness, their own sense of fulfillment. Because children learn more from what we are than from what we teach, and so, the cycle continues. Each generation works hard, striving for a better future, and in the process, they forget to live in the now. They forget the joy of creative work, the satisfaction of being connected to a tradition, a community, a way of life. What we need to realize is that life is not a race. It's not about getting somewhere. It's about being here, now. It's about finding joy and fulfillment in what we do, in the process of creating, in the connections we make, in the traditions we uphold. When we can do that, we can break the cycle of relentless striving and start living fully in the present moment.